All right. Looks like we're live again. All right. So this time we're going to be um, we're going to be trying to work on this dash jump thing, right? So the idea is that there's a gap and you kind of have to dash jump over it because you can't actually jump over it because there's no second dimension. It's only a straight line. And that same mechanic might carry over into the 2D stage, but I'm not sure yet. So right now there's an issue with the advancing from one square to the next. So that one is, we're going to work on that a little bit and just tighten it up a little bit. Let's just see over here. Uh, okay. All right. All right, all set up now. Update function self handle. All right, so I've got like a whole bunch of squares, and then they continue off past the side over there. So what I'd like to do is have this basically a very long like tape type thing, and then you're advancing it over here, but then you slowly move the character across so you could show some visual um, like distance has been done. That's the next level. Will be coming. So kind of like this, right? The problem here is that if you go too fast, it kind of jumps ahead. So I'm not sure what the problem over there is. Handle button release. If it's released. Player position, allow timer. We'll come back to this part later. End position, start position, and end position. So I'm not sure why start position has to look like that. It's pretty much what I really want to see is like a viewing window or something like that. But it's because of the way that it's been drawn initially. What I could probably do is I could probably pre-draw it ahead of time. And then advance what is shown maybe. Let's see, how would I do that? I don't think I could do that because it has to be drawn on the screen. Unless, I don't know, let's see. All right, so space. All right, so it looks like we're calculating that every single frame draws is calculating that. Self that start position, self that end position, 1. All right. So that's what space is. I is this position right here. And then 64 and 74 is the Y position. on the screen of where it appears. C is the color. Okay. Okay, so the start position and end position, where this thing is being drawn. Oh, I see. So when you press right, the start position deletes one off of the beginning. We also have to delete one off the end to show that you're advancing. You know, like going like that. And then where this thing is drawn, this thing is drawn some a certain way also. Player position. So if you're matching where you're supposed to start with. I'm guessing that this happens twice, and then this draw function just doesn't get it, just doesn't get the update. So this draw, like you're skipping a draw. And that's the only reason it become out of date. But all the values, unless we're altering the values over here somewhere, but I don't see them, right? Unless it's like what, count? No, count is local, space is local. What I really need to know is the player position, the start position, the end position. So I think I'm gonna have to print that out. Print start position. Okay, start position. Okay, that's good. And then 0, 06, 0, 12. So this is y value, x value, and or no, x value, y value, and color. I believe that's the inputs to print, and then what you want to print. And then player position. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh. What happens if I don't? Doesn't seem like I should need to do this. So what happens if I don't do the start position every single time I advance the, if the start position just stays the start position? What would happen over there? You jump forward 2 every single time. It like doesn't pull it back, I guess. All right, but all right, if it's run only a single press, you don't end up going past the edge of the screen. When you get to the same distance. Oh, probably because the timer is running and it's messing with something. Yeah, that's it. Allow timer. That's it. Okay, so now that one's solved. Wow. Not sure it's that good because it's slow. Okay, so we fixed that problem. Let's see if it speeds up if these print statements are removed. Yeah, that's a lot better. It could also be a little quicker. All right, solve T mod 14. Mod 18. I forget which direction I had to increase it in, up or down, to go faster. Apparently there was a sweet spot there. Let's try 12 before we go back to 14. but now the count is off. All right. Got tons of other issues to fix without having to worry about that one. All right. Okay, so 14. All right, so now the dash jump. All right, let's see if this works. So now we're going to go 2 each time. All right, but now we're past there, and I guess there should be some limit of how many dash jumps it can use. But we're going past the limit for some reason, probably because we're not advancing. So the player position has to be plus equals 2. And all the rest of them are 2. All the rest of them are 1, and the player plus position is 2. So let's do 4. Let's see how that works. Okay, so that's too many. So 3 is the correct number. But if these are all set to 1, yeah, that's too much also. Maybe there's some type of even odd thing going on here. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's advancing a lot. I'm just curious on what that actually does. Yeah. Something is not right with this jumping. Oh, now it just like kind of shifts it. Does a weird shift thing. So it like almost looks like it's correct, except when you get near the thing. near the thing that you have to jump across, jump over. So that's weird. So now what do we do? Okay, normal. Alright, and then there's this shake back and forth, but that doesn't work correctly. Yeah. Ah. Because the jump is going to be the same thing. So all of this would probably work as long as the timer is probably the thing that was messing us up. Alright, so if the button and the self-released and self.allow timer is false, just like above, then all of that should work. Alright, that doesn't work yet. That functions exactly the same way. So maybe this has to run twice? Maybe it has to be double the amount? Yeah, everything multiplied by 2. Yeah, that's the other thing. Maybe it's not just adding 1, maybe it's multiplying. Okay, 1. Okay, that's the same. Alright. Unless the first thing is capturing it and it's not even paying attention to the other one. I could replace this with an else if. They do else if. Is that it? Alright, I need to find another. Actually. There's else. Oh, there it is, else if. It's smashed together. Every language does else if differently. Just gotta, look it up as to which one you're currently working in. Okay, it looks good. No, no change. Probably because it's getting captured by the first condition. So we could swap the two of them. And see if it captures the dash first. Yep, there we go. How is it? Now we're jumping too far ahead and we're going past the end of the screen. So 2, 2, and 4 is too much. So maybe it's 2, 2, and 3. Kind of like it was before, where we just add 1. Nope. Yeah, now it's just all like, it's jankier for that. Hmm. 2, 2, 2. 3. This is probably definitely going to go past the edge of the screen. Yeah, because the screen is not advancing far enough over, but it does do the jump. So that is that's the thing. You have to advance 1 more than this. But now how do you prevent the rest of the screen from jumping too far? And you have to advance everything else. The problem is it's linked to a single button press for a single block transition, doing it this way. Unless this thing has to be, I don't know, has to advance a second one. The player position has an additional number, which is reflected by player pause. So player position is coming in over here, and that's if the count is equal to the player position. This is drawing it out. And then for everything, you're just recalculating it. Yeah, so you draw it out, recalculate it. But you want to shift this down. The viewing window wants to go down that way. All right, so we got the start position, the end position. Okay, start position, end position. You get the tape going this way. Players going this way. You're subtracting off this and this. Actually, really, it's more like this. And then for every time that you advance, you're taking 1 off the end. This is staying the same probably because you're we were taking 1 off the start position. Yeah, the start position 0. So it essentially is going this way, but you're only looking at this piece over here until you run out, and then you got all that stuff down there. So I don't understand why. Unless the timer has something to do with it. But it shouldn't matter. We could add those prints back in. I'll just call it start. Zero, comma, 6. Yeah. All right, and then replace start with end, and then replace start with player. And this one's going to be at 12. This one's going to be at 18. Okay, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so it's switched. From even to odds. It seems like the math is fine with it. But you're not advancing enough. So you need more. Okay, so you need the end and the start to be more. I don't think that's going to work, but I could try it. Oh, so this is kind of what I had before. I think this didn't give you any more advancing, and it was kind of janky. We'll try it out again. Yeah, doesn't give you anything additional. I think that's going to be the same issue, though. It's just going to lead to, like, more jankiness or something. Okay, so that works. But it advances too far over without rewinding enough. So I do a multiplier. Yeah, I can't do a multiplier. Yeah. So whatever I do to double it. Hmm. Unless you reverse them, then possibly. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened there. What is the override? It says C override. C override's not being used. Just get rid of it. I do have the numbers there. Let me. I should take a look at them as well. Nope. Okay. So that's not working. Let's go back to what we had before. 2, 2, and 3. What was I? Okay, so for some reason, this is advancing by 1 for the start. The start is subtracting 1. The end is subtracting 1, which may or may not be okay, but then the player position is going 2, and it's only going 2 for every single one, which is strange. Why isn't it like 1? And what would happen if it was 1? Yeah, okay, so it's not keeping up with the window speed. So the window is moving, but it's going 1, so it's in the same position. There's no like parallax, I guess, motion. It's not even parallax because it's a single ticker tape, but it's like going 1 over. Hmm. So it always has to be double, whatever's going on with the screen. So that would mean that this has to be 4. Yeah, and eventually it runs out of room. Yeah, but how do you just... Hmm. So that's not it either. There's some mechanic here where it's going forward, and then you got to keep it in the same position and move the whole screen around after you jump. I don't know what it is though yet. All right, I'll probably have to think about it. Till next time.